Feels like just yesterday when we was all running around on Nuketown, double XP weekend, all the boys are on, you're grinding out some gold guns, there's no stress, it's just vibes and banter. And then you blink and now it's bills, burnout and wishing we could turn back the time. Life is moving way too fast and it will never slow down, and it's very easy to just sleepwalk through it, especially considering the history that we've had and what the future could potentially hold. Let's just have a quick recap, right? A bit of a relatable timeline. Age 13 upwards, you're gaming all the time with no worries, you're on with your mates all the time, you're dropping some nukes on Modern Warfare 2, grinding out Diamond on Black Ops 2. It's great fun. Then you get to 18 and you pretty much get forced into one direction in life. You either go to college or uni and study for something that you want to do in 5-6 years time, or you go get a job. You get forced with choosing a path, and choosing a path at 18 is a very difficult decision and not many people make it right. Then by the time you get to 22, 23, you're so dead stuck in this routine of working, sleeping, eating, trying to fit hobbies in, and it just gets a lot. You are so stuck in a routine and it's so solidified. And then you arrive at age 26, where I am now, and I feel old and time feels like it's slipping and everything's going so much quicker. You know, it's almost 10 years since I've been 17. Like, that's crazy. Like, where has a decade gone? You know, I feel older, but I'm not necessarily freer. I don't feel any more free. And then we reminisce and we look back on times of these old Call of Duty games and how magical they are and how amazing they made us feel, and the nostalgia that's associated with it. And then you realise that the nostalgia isn't necessarily a feeling, it's more of a signal. It's a signal of what it reminds you of what mattered the most, especially at those ages. And you know, it's the freedom, the fun and the passion and the lack of stress that was with it. We miss the past because back then life did feel limitless, but it's important to remember that it still can be if you just take control. You can't rewind time, but you can definitely control where it goes next. That's exactly why I started posting content. That's why I started building something online. So it gives me that blanket so I don't feel like life's just slipping away in front of me on somebody else's schedule. Posting content really does give me that sense of purpose and a bit of belief and the hope at the end of the tunnel, because that is what it's all about. At the end of the day, that's all you've got to live off, really, innit? It's the hope and the belief and the optimism that comes with things that you do. Life can seem and can be very, very linear. You brought up in a school where everyone's taught the same thing and it's drilled into you from a young age. You go to the workplace, into the corporate world, and it's all the same thing. There's no one really different, and it's not until you start doing things on your own basis that you really discover what true happiness is and what really makes you tick. Posting content was that thing for me. Prior to posting any form of content, I was very locked into one way of living. You go to school, you get a job, you go to the gym, you get married, etc, etc, the same as everything else. And then I did something that's not taught at school or not taught at work and posted some content, and that feeling of mystery just took over, and the curiosity and the optimism and the fun that came with it. It was so fun, and it just shifted my mindset completely. I went from this like locked in, no way out kind of pessimist to I can do anything I want, even though, you know, I wasn't really excelling. I was just getting a couple views here and there, but it really gave me that push of like, you can do anything that you want, and it's so refreshing. It was so refreshing to experience, and this was just something that I did out of the blue, just something out of boredom and something to keep me ticking, and then it turned into a passion and a real hobby and a real interest. And I put so much time into it. I've met some great people, had some great experiences, obviously made a load of money in the process, and it's allowed me to shape my life in a lot better way. I've managed to get I still work 9 to 5, I've managed to get myself a nice comfortable job where I can kind of work on my own terms, and it broadens your horizons. You don't feel as locked in once you just try something for yourself. Don't follow the book or follow the straight path. Do something that you want to do, try something different and put yourself in a position that you've never been in before, and take that leap of faith, and then things start happening for you. And although it may seem quite a small thing to some people, you know, oh, you've posted a few videos or whatever, for me it wasn't. It was that change in pace and change in direction, and it just stopped me waiting for life to slow down, because that's never going to happen. It will never ever happen. In fact, it will just speed up. When you're stuck in the routines that you don't want to be in, life will speed up, and there's no point in waiting for these breaks because they will never come. You've just got to get up and do something different. Break the pattern. I think to summarise, I'll just close down by, if there's one thing that I have learned on this entire journey and the things that I've done, is that life does not wait. So you shouldn't either. I dread to think what would have happened if I didn't start doing something on my own basis and just lived by other people's schedules and other people's times and not put myself out there and done things that was out of my comfort zone. You can either look back in 5 years from now with the exact same regrets in the exact same position, just 5 years older, or you can start building a life that you don't need to wish for the brakes on, or try and build it anyway, or just something to keep things going, just something that you can say you've created and you've built and you've brought with you on this journey. This is all personal to whatever it is that you want to do. Just do something fun, do something that gets you out of bed. If you're interested in starting posting content and producing content and posting it, do check out my channel. I have released a full detailed blueprint on how I built a very successful social media empire. Please feel free to check that out and let me know what you think. Leave a like, leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.